I've matched with people and then guys have gone straight in and been like, you should lose some.
Hey bestie, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'm on my way to 10,000 subscribers. Kindly subscribe and also like the video. So in today's video, we'll be talking about something a lot of people don't talk about openly: dating as a fat girl. So let's be real, it's hard, it's draining, and sometimes it feels like no matter how amazing you are, people only see your size first and your personality second. So I've put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my true sense.
I've matched with people and then guys have gone straight in and been like, you should lose some weight. Like straight in, first message.
Oh my God.
And you're just like, why would you match with me? Like, you took time out of your whole day to tell me this. You don't, oh, cool, thanks, bro. Like,
So it's not even a genuine match. It's just someone who is some prick online who thinks it's
Yeah.
funny to tell you to lose weight.
yeah.
Do you have any other examples?
There was a time when I was running every week and I was hitting the gym quite hard, and then they would be like, oh, we could hit the gym together. Like, I don't need you to make hitting the gym my goal.
The hardest part about dating as a bigger girl is feeling like every guy only wants you behind closed doors. Now I know this isn't true in every single case, but like, gosh, sometimes it just really does feel like that. Literally last week, I had a guy who's kind of been like asking me to hang out pretty frequently. I have told him multiple times, like, we can hang out, but like, we're getting a drink first because I haven't met him in person. He always just kind of like brushes it off and then asks again. This final time, I was like, we can do something, but like, let's get a drink this week. Me asking to go out in public and get a drink, guess what that got me? That got me an unfollow on Instagram. This really is such a common theme, especially when I'm on the dating apps. I get a lot of like meeting guys and they like want me to come over or they want me to go over there. Then when I look at my friends who are online dating, instantly these guys are like wanting to take them out on dates. As much as I hate to say it, like, in the back of my head, I know what the reason is. Of course, not every guy is going to be like that. And if a guy is going to be like that, that's not someone I would want to be with anyways, no matter what my size is. I know people who are dating who aren't bigger girls can say, oh yeah, well, I have guys that do the same to me. Yes, there are always going to be guys who do that, but I'm telling you, it feels 10 times harder to get a man to like stand up and be like, I want to take you on a date for me versus what I've seen like all my other friends go through. And it's something I've always dealt with and I understand it, I get it, but it doesn't mean that it's not like a sucky feeling. And I know sometimes people will tell you like, oh no, like, you know, that's not the reason, that's not the reason. Have you met our society? Have you lived in our society? As a bigger girl, I feel like it is okay to accept those things. Like sometimes it just is what it is. But yeah, if you are the only one who feels like, why am I not able to like get these guys to like take me out? You're not the only one going through it, okay? Like it's not so easy for everybody. So yeah, I guess that is my rant on that for today. I love you guys, bye.
Dating as a bigger girl is hard, and it's even harder to explain to people because you really don't get it unless
It's the way that I'm so glad that this came on my For You page today, because I quite literally just had a discussion about this with my therapist, and I just want to like hop on and from my personal experience add a few more things to this list. Dating when you're plus size or curvy means that when you go on that first dinner date, you're going to order a salad and you're only going to eat half of it, because if you eat anything other than a salad, you assume that he's automatically going to think that you eat like crap for 99% of your life and chalk your weight up to that instead of like a medical condition or in my case an eating disorder. Otherwise, you're going to avoid eating altogether, but also avoid the activities that you may do on a first date, like going hiking or playing a game of volleyball or something. I have no fucking clue, but you're going to avoid those because you're worried that if you fall a little bit behind him, he's going to chalk it up to your weight. She mentioned looking at the ex's Instagrams and realizing that he's only dated skinny women and automatically assuming that you have no chance with him. But what you're also going to do is you're going to look at anything that his ex has posted and never post anything that's similar, because if he compares the two, he's going to see that you all look nothing alike and just put you down even further. Or at least that's what you assume. Dating when you're plus size or skinny means that you're going to run into the guys who are like, oh my God, I want a chick with an ass. But when he sees that you have an ass and a little bit more, he's going to run away. It also means that you're going to get the guys who think you're good enough to sleep with, but they absolutely could not marry you. Dating when you're plus size or curvy means that you may match with the gym bros on dating apps, but they're going to definitely give you advice on how to get into the gym and offer to show you the ropes. Dating when you're plus size or curvy also means that on dating apps, especially if you're a little bit heavier in the upper body region, your tits. They're going to immediately point out your tits when they send you a message. I cannot tell you how many times the first message I've gotten on a dating app has been, damn, look at those titties. And then, of course, there's my therapist's favorite one to talk about, which is when you're dating when you're plus size or curvy, there could be multitude of reasons why they would reject you, friend zone you, break up with you. But the one that you're automatically going to go to is that it's because of your weight. We can't win here.
Dating as a plus size person in this generation is extremely difficult. Yes, I'm on the dating apps, the forbidden apps. And most of the time it's, oh, we talk for a little bit, or it's just straight to, you trying to smash. Or the usual comment, come sit on my face. I want that slow burn shit. Like, let's not rush to date. Let's enjoy each other's time and company. Hell, start out as friends first and then see if dating happens. There's no reason to rush into it. That's how things go south. Girl just wants flowers. I'm so sick of people just seeing me for my body and not for who I am. That's what sucks about being a lover girl, is because I have so much love to give and so much energy to give to other people, but I get burnt out so easily because I give my love and my energy into the wrong person. To the people who don't fucking deserve my love. And that's one of the main reasons why I stopped dating, is because I cannot deal with this. You trying to smash? You trying to smash? I can't be seen with a big girl in public.
Dating as a bigger girl is definitely a crazy experience because things happen and you're just like, oh, okay. So I'm going to tell you guys about this date that I went on, and it's just like a crazy story, so like don't judge me. But I went on this date with this guy and he was so fine. Like, I was set into him. We did it for a while actually, and basically he was very much giving pasta and lobster, if you know, you know. But we went on this date, had a great time, and then we went to like this scenic overlook, and we were like chilling in the car, talking, bonding, all that. So then we started making out. Obviously he started getting handsy. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, like let's see how this is gonna go. And I was younger at this time, so I probably wasn't as vocal as I would be now, but basically he started going down there, excuse me, this is a little TMI, but he started going down there, and I think like somehow, some way, like he just got lost. Like he just got lost a little bit. And mind you, I have big thighs. Like I'm a big girl. Like I have hips, fupa, all of that. And like, when you're sitting, everything is just kind of like together. So I think that he thought that he was going to like, to the promised land, but he was kind of like doing it to like my fupa, and I was like, there's just no way that he thinks my fupa is this, and I think he was just trying to like navigate his way. So like I ended up leading him to the promised land. Okay, I ended up navigating his way, but all this to say, in my head I was freaking out. I was so embarrassed, and I was like, this is such a niche like big girl experience, and like it can't be just me, or maybe it is just me, but I'm just like, the things I go through, like my God.
Dating as a bigger girl, my biggest fear was, and always has been, meeting someone in person and them just being disappointed. Actually, this is funny because a few weeks ago, a guy told me that I looked better in person. And I have never heard this before, because I'm like, be for real. Like, I mean, most people tend to look better online. I think I would have been happy with that compliment, but instead I was like, okay, so you hate my pictures? So you think I take like a really ugly photo? I literally said to him, I was like, you can be for real. And he was like, no, like I'm being for real. And then I called his eye doctor and I booked him an appointment. Anyways, it was kind of shocking to hear. And I feel like this is a fear for a lot of us. You don't even really have to be like a bigger girl. At the end of the day, like our Instagrams are all taken to perfection. We will literally take like 300 photos before we get like 5 good ones. And then the other 295 are literally deleted and like sent out back into space for like no one to ever lay their eyes on ever. I don't know. I just thought it was funny because that's something I've always like hoped to hear, and then I hear it and I'm like, you hate my photos. So I guess it can really go like both ways. This is something you're like nervous about or insecure about when it comes to dating. It's really just a normal feeling, and there's nothing wrong with you for thinking like that. We all just put like so much pressure on ourselves. So yeah. All right, I love you guys. Bye.
Here's my theory as to why us mid-sized plus-size girls get flirted with much less than our skinny counterparts. I love a good night out, but I will say it is a bit frustrating, a bit defeating when every time you go out, your thinner friends are constantly being flirted with or asked out on a date, or having a guy asking for their number, and you are just standing there like, or they go up to you to ask for your friend's information, you feel me? And you're just always the duff, right? You're just standing there and you're like, oh. Okay, let me tell you, I feel like because we are heavier set, we often have great personalities because we have to compensate for that, you know what I'm saying? I personally find myself hysterical. I know I'm very nice, I'm positive, I'm outgoing. I feel like I'm pretty much everything that a man would want, except maybe not looks-wise. So here's my theory. Like us women, men are afraid to be turned down. But my thought is that when a girl is gorgeous and super skinny, they're like, okay, I don't really stand a chance, but I'm gonna try to hit on her. I'm gonna try to get her number, because if I get turned down, it won't hurt as much because I knew I didn't have have a great chance to begin with. Whereas with us mid-size plus size girls, they probably think they have a better shot with us because we probably don't get asked out as much, and therefore if we do turn them down, they'll be hurt more because they expected us to say yes. Does that make sense? Like, just because I'm not the ideal beauty standard, it would be more embarrassing for them to be turned down. I don't know, I just had this theory while I was out last night, and it kind of came to me and I was like, you know what? Maybe they're just really afraid of rejection from someone who's not absolutely stunning that they didn't think they had a chance with to begin with. I don't know, let me know your thoughts, but that's my thought process right now. I know people say love will come to you when you least expect it, but it's definitely frustrating when no man ever has any interest in being with you and you feel like the only reason is because of your body and because of the way you look. And quite literally, I believe I would be an
Dating as a baddie with a belly, as a fatty baddie is ghetto. It is not for the weak. I've had an experience where if a guy tries to talk to me and I'm just not interested, God forbid this big bitch is not interested. Because they make it seem like they're doing you a favor. You're doing a favor because I'm fat? You think guys don't like me because I'm fat?
Okay, I'm about to have a first date, and it's like a guy that I met online. I'm just gonna talk about something really fast just because I was talking to a skinny friend of mine, and I don't think it's ever happened to her. Whenever I go on like a first date with somebody I've met online, I am so nervous, and I try so hard. I'll post at some point like what my photos are on my online profiles because I try so hard to make sure that they know I'm fat. I don't want it to be a question. I don't want it to be a surprise. I try really hard for them to know. I was talking to a friend about this, and she was like, oh my God, has somebody ever like said that? And like, I can think of a solid 2 to 3 times that someone has like gone and like showed up on the date and they say something along the lines of, wow, it's like, you look different than I thought you would. Or one guy that I slept with and then messaged me afterwards and said, you know what, I think that you just look different than I thought in person. After we slept together. So anyway, every time I'm about to go for a date, I am terrified. So, can you tell that I'm fat? Can you? Because I'm trying really hard to not freak out about the fact that like he could show up and be disappointed about what I look like. I know it's said all the time, especially on this app, I guess it depends who you're following, but like dating as a fat woman is incredibly stressful, and it's also just difficult and hurtful 99% of the time.
I was just reminded that 9 years ago today, I had the first, how do I get these words out? My first experience dating as a fat person, and I was in high school and I was just a baby, and I wish I could go back and hug her. Way too young to be on dating apps, but it's right when they first came out. And so my friends and I would joke around and we would just talk to some people, and it was fairly innocent. And there was this one boy I was talking to that was like more upstate New York or maybe west or somewhere else, not near where I was living. We had been talking for a bit, and we never really planned to meet up just because neither of us had cars or a license yet or anything like that. But I was going to a concert with my friend, and it was in the town that he was in, and he was also going to that concert. And so we thought it would be a perfect idea to meet up then. I had shared with the kid that I was curvier, thicker. Frankly, I was actually 100 pounds lighter than I am now. And we had sent each other pictures back and forth. He knew exactly what I looked like. I wasn't trying to fake anything because the last thing I wanted to do was for him to be shocked and I'd be a catfish. I get to the concert, I'm so excited, I'm texting him, I'm thinking, I'm finally gonna have my first kiss. I see him from afar, I go to text him and say, hey, let's meet up, and he blocks me. And I'm like, I did not come all this way to be blocked. So I went up to him and tried to start a conversation, gave him a hug, and he was so awkward. So I left him alone. I went on with the day, and eventually he unblocked me, and I was like, what happened? And he was like, you're not curvy, you're fat. It was so creepy. You creeped me out so much. Like, how come you stalked me? How come you came to this concert? All this stuff. And I was like, we planned it. It was gaslighting. I was so embarrassed and ashamed, and I hated myself. And oh my God, relax. I thought, I will never find anybody if I am the way I am. And it's just so sad. And that would start the disaster of me dating and online dating for the rest of my life as a fat person. And I want you to know that if you're doing that, I see you, I hear you, I've been there.
Transparency moment. I think I'm going to cancel this date on New Year's because I just hate my body right now. I hate the way it looks. I hate the way clothes are fitting it. And I just don't feel confident in any of the things that I've tried on. I put on this dress to see if this would be something that I wanted to wear. And I just don't feel like confident in it. So then this is the other dress that I was thinking. And I don't really feel confident in this one either. And this is one of my go-tos. And funny enough, this dress used to be too big and now it's starting to feel too small, which is another reason why I don't like dealing with clothes, because it's just a constant reminder of, it's just a constant reminder. Anyway, these are really the only two options that I have unless I go buy something. I did see stuff in Walmart and Target yesterday, but I don't really know. I am trying real hard to remain positive. I think I'm just gonna cancel.
That's a video, bestie. So I'm just here also to add on what I think about today's video. Bestie, dating when you're a plus size comes with a unique kind of emotional labor. It's not just about swiping and tasting and going out on cute dates. It's about navigating the silence, judgment, and the fetishes, the ones who want you in private but not in public. And even they mean well, people who make micro comments that remind you, they still think of you as a different person. There is this invisible script that society has written about who gets to be seen as desirable, and the fat women are often written out of the story. You can feel it in the way people talk about their type. It's subtitle, but the message is there. Thin, toned, cave in the right places, or acceptable. But once you're labeled fat, it's like you're not allowed to be considered beautiful or sexy unless it's just in a brave or body positivity kind of a way. It's never just a natural admiration. It's never just normal. It's always with disclaimer. You end up questioning everything. Is this person into me for real, or is this a one-time thing? Am I a secret? Am I being tolerated or truly loved? The worst part is the emotional part. You do appear confident to the rejection before it happens. You hyper yourself up before a date, but there is always a little voice in the back of your head asking, will they be disappointed when they see me in person? Because we've heard all stories of guys being surprised or even rude when a girl doesn't look like their image vision. As a fat girl, you don't get the luxury of assuming you'll be accepted. You overthink outfits, angle lights, and also shine bright than your body, because you've been told that being fat is already a disadvantage. So you need to compensate. So there's the cruel side of dating apps. The swiping culture turned dating into looks first game. Sometimes it feels like you're invisible. You get fewer matches, and when you do it, a lot of them are low effort or outright disrespectful. Some guys message you with a bond assumption about your sex life, your eating habits, your insecurities, like you have already written a whole story about before even saying hi. Others will match with you just to ask you inappropriate questions or test your confidence, and they disappear like it's a disposable. What people don't realize that fat girls know how to love deeply. We are thoughtful. They are thoughtful, in fact, emotional, intelligent, and loyal, but they are rarely given the chance to show that romantic relationship. And when you do get into something serious, there's often a lingering pressure to prove our worthy, to be the cool girl, not to talk about the need too much, not to ask for more than what is given, because people fear their asking might be someone walk away. Even with relationship, fat girls experience a different kind of insecurity. Will he still want me if I gain more weight? Does he fantasize about being with someone smaller? Am I just a placeholder until he finds someone society demands or deems more desirable? These questions don't come from nowhere. They come from real experiences, from real heartbreaks, and they stay with them. So we've heard like people coming online and saying, it's very hard. Like people have gone to weird dates where they go there and someone just start like shouting at them, telling them you shouldn't be eating too much, you're too fat, all these things. And someone is on a date and just say how heartbreaking is that, okay? But there's nothing wrong, like there's nothing wrong of you being overweight and also thinking of you losing some weight, because being obese, like we've been talking about in this channel, it's not healthy, ladies, it's not. So you have to have a good weight so that you are in a good healthy, which is very important for you. You're not doing it for others to see you, okay? You're doing it for you because you feel good in your body. You don't want to feel heavy, you don't want to sweat too much. You want to be just this girl, okay? This cute girl. So yeah, so thank you for watching, guys. I'll be seeing you in my next episodes. Bye.